In Killer Joe, when a debt puts a young man's life in danger, he turns to putting a hit out on his evil mother in order to collect the insurance.
I need $6,000 or some guys are gonna kill me.
Better get out of town, quick!
You ever hear of Joe Cooper? He's a cop, a detective actually. Got a little business on the side.
What you do?
He kills people. Mom's got a $50,000 life insurance policy. Killer Joe's a professional. He'll do this right.
I was really looking forward to seeing Killer Joe because I heard the performances were great, and I also found out that it was NC-17, and I'm always curious to see why a movie is NC-17, because sometimes I disagree with it, and other times I do agree with it, and this is one of those times. I think it deserves the NC-17. Maybe. It's like just there at NC-17. It could have maybe been a hard R, but it is a pretty crazy movie, and the thing of it is, it's going to be hard to explain this one because I want to say it was a really good movie, but I also feel really sick saying I enjoyed it. It's definitely one of those movies where you don't want to say to someone, yeah, it's really good, you should go see it, because after they see it, they're going to look at you differently. But it is a really good movie. It's a very well done movie with great performances, a relatively gripping plot, and just really, really intense direction. Overall, it's a very intense, very crazy movie. So as far as the plot goes, about a third of the way into Killer Joe, I thought to myself, this kind of feels like a play. Like, I could picture this being a really good stage production. I'd love to see that. And then, of course, what is like one of the first credits right when it ends? Keep in mind, I did not know this prior. It says based on a play. Turns out it was based on a play, and the person who wrote the play wrote the screenplay, and that's why it felt that way. And I really liked that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I thought that that worked very well in this because that probably gave it a lot of its intensity, and I can imagine that the stage show must be really, really intense and uncomfortable. This movie is very uncomfortable. That's a perfect word to describe it. Lots of things happen that make you uncomfortable. There are actually humorous bits about the uncomfortable things that are happening sometimes. It's got elements of a comedy to it, but overall, it's definitely intense, disturbing, uncomfortable. Those are good words to describe it, and that is definitely also attributed to the directing by William Friedkin, which I was surprised that he directed. I did not know. I did not really research this movie when I went into it. I had heard a few things, but I was pleasantly surprised to find that he directed it, and I have to say, he's still got it, making people queasy, making them uncomfortable, because, not that I got queasy, but it's definitely just something you don't want to watch, but you can't look away, primarily because you paid for the ticket, but also because it's really engaging and gripping and pulling you in, and you're like, oh, why is this happening? And the scenes go on for so long. Some of these scenes, these really uncomfortable scenes, they do not let up. They do not cut away. They force you to watch. It's literally like someone's holding your head and forcing you to watch. And acting-wise, like I said, I had heard that the performances were very good, and that is the truth. Matthew McConaughey, right off the bat, is really blowing me away recently with some of his roles. I definitely underestimated him because he was fantastic in this. He is a creep, a total creep. I thought everybody else in the cast was great as well. I'm not going to go into specifics, but I thought everybody did a great job. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. And I know that it's a sick movie, so I guess it might be confusing that someone would really enjoy the movie. I don't know if enjoy is the right word, but I thought it was a really, really well done movie. Very uncomfortable. That's the point. And they did it really well. So that's why it's a really, really well done movie. Now I'm going to talk about some spoilers for Killer Joe. If you have not seen Killer Joe, trust me, you do not want to watch. Plenty of spoilers. I'm going to ruin different things, I guess, about the ending. So do not watch the rest of this review. Go see Killer Joe if you can, if you're old enough. It is NC-17, so good luck with that. But after you see Killer Joe, you can come back and watch the rest of this review. So the first thing I'd like to say that is definitely spoiler-ish is this poster. I did not understand it when I first saw it. I was like, why is there a piece of chicken on the poster? Oh, God. Oh, God. That scene was brutal. Once again, that is where the whole kind of someone's holding your head and forcing you to watch thing comes into play. That was brutal. But Matthew McConaughey was great. That was sick. I was watching like nervously laughing. It was wild. That is such a wild scene. And that, of course, leads into the last thing I'd like to talk about, the ending. The very end. I love the way it ended. It was perfect. I love when movies just cut and that's it. Sometimes it's very frustrating because it's like, oh, I didn't get enough. But this time around, I thought that was the perfect place to end it. And I gotta say, right when it showed his face, Matthew McConaughey's face, after she said she was going to have a baby, I was like, it's going to end. It's going to end right now. It ended, damn it. And I did love it, but of course right away it's like the whole theater, oh man, because, oh god, oh, what a place to end it. But I did think it worked very well. It was very effective. And overall, I feel like I shouldn't recommend it unless you really know what it is. And, you know, if you're watching this, you've seen it already, so that's not something I have to worry about. But it's a very well done movie in my opinion, and a very uncomfortable movie, but I definitely enjoyed it. I thought the performances were great. Very well done. That's all I can say. So let me know in the comments what you thought of Killer Joe. Use spoiler tags, of course, in your comment. Please put spoiler if you're going to talk anything spoilerish, but definitely let me know what you thought of this movie. I really want to know. Let me know what scene was your favorite. Maybe favorite's not the right word, but just what's the most memorable scene for you, I guess. Let me know what you thought of the performances, specifically Matthew McConaughey. Let me know anything that you want about Killer Joe. And that's pretty much it.
You know I'll kill you. It smells heavenly. Who would like to say grace